In a building built on pride, profits, and power, there was one man who kept it all together. But no one saw him. No one cared. Until the day everything went dark, and justice finally came to light. It was a Monday morning, just like any other. At exactly 11:03 a.m., the entire 30-story tower shut down. The lights died. The elevators froze mid-floor. Computers flickered and died. Phones stopped working. People screamed inside the elevators, and panic spread like wildfire. On the top floor, the board was in a meeting, and Mr. Ethan Cross, the cold, ruthless CEO, lost his mind. He slammed his fists on the table and yelled, "Get maintenance here now. If someone doesn't fix this in 5 minutes, they're fired." But downstairs, someone had already grabbed his tools. His name was Ben, the janitor, 63 years old, gray in his beard, oil on his hands. Most people walked past him without ever saying a word. Some never even learned his name. But Ben had a secret. He wasn't just a janitor. Years ago, he had a degree in electrical engineering. He once built machines, taught apprentices, and ran diagnostics on citywide systems. But that was before his wife got sick, before the medical bills, before he lost everything, except her. To keep her alive, he took the only job he could get, cleaning floors. He never told anyone, especially not Ethan Cross, who once said to his face, "Stick to mops and buckets. Leave the real work to real men." Ben remembered that, word for word. While executives screamed, Ben was already on the stairwell, climbing floor by floor. He passed frightened workers whispering, "It's just the janitor, what's he gonna do?" He didn't stop. He didn't answer. He just kept moving. In the basement, surrounded by dying systems and flickering lights, Ben found the heart of the building, a neglected, rusting elevator control panel, overdue for maintenance by at least 5 years. And yet, he got to work. Sweat dripped down his neck as he lay on his back, flashlight clamped between his teeth. His fingers danced across wires, checking circuits, bypassing dead connections. One slip, and he could be electrocuted. But Ben wasn't afraid. He whispered calculations to himself like prayers, tuned his ears to the humming transformers, and listened like a man listening to an old friend heartbeat. And then, click, a single light came on. Then another. Elevators rebooted. Air conditioning returned. Lights flooded the hallways. The building came alive again. On the top floor, Mr. Cross smirked and leaned back in his chair. He took a sip of coffee and said, "I told them to get it done. All under control." But downstairs, a board member named Langston had been watching. He rewound the security feed from the basement, and there, clear as day, was Ben, alone, on his back, fixing the entire system. Langston looked up and whispered, "Sir, you may want to see this." The next morning, a photo of Ben working in the dark hit LinkedIn, captioned, "This is Ben, the janitor who saved 1,200 employees in 15 minutes. Within hours, it went viral. 100,000 likes. National news picked it up. Tech blogs called him a quiet legend. But that wasn't the biggest twist. 3 years earlier, Ben had submitted a formal safety report. He warned that the elevator panel needed an upgrade. The cost? $3,000. The person who rejected it? Ethan Cross. Stamped, "Not needed." Now, that decision had nearly cost lives. The board voted quietly. And just like that, Ethan Cross was removed as CEO. Ben never gloated. He never even brought it up. But the company gave him something he never asked for, a promotion, and a nameplate that read, Ben Walters, Head of System Safety. Ben still walked the halls the next day, still nodded politely to people who once ignored him. He still carried a mop in one hand and a wrench in the other, because for Ben, it was never about status, never about revenge. It was about doing the right thing, even when no one was watching. Never underestimate the quiet one in the room, because sometimes the one holding the mop is the one holding the whole building together.